You're listening to the ReachCast Show, your weekly stop for the latest and greatest in the PlanetSide 2 universe and its community.
Evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is August 19th, and you're listening to episode 47 of the ReachCast Show, the proud member of the Araxis Global Network and the Podcast Network. I'm your host, Adam, a.k.a. Torkz. With me tonight are my boys in yellow, Tom, a.k.a. Noxx.
Howdy.
And Mark, a.k.a. Deringer.
What's up, everybody?
We are
I don't like yellow. Can't I be teal?
You can be teal, yellow,
Sweet.
gray.
I like yellow.
What's the TR one? Gray? Gray.
Yeah.
Gray.
Okay. We are brought to you this week by Craigslist Lost Connections, and also by great listeners like you via the Support the Show tab on ReachCastShow.com. We played with No Nonsense Gamers, Azure Twilight, Nuck, Imperial Reach, and Devil Dogs this week. What do you have in store for this week? Hotfixes, F&O, Command Center, a couple emails, and a couple other things. On to patch notes.
I'm going to get these mosquitoes in the air and rain down some hellfires on those fools. Oh no! What the f***? I should have listened to the ReachCast patch notes.
Shame on you, Billy. Shame on you.
It's a foul mouth, boy. Foul mouth.
I was saying shame on him for not reading the notes, not for swearing.
I was going to say he and Tommy could cause some mischief together.
Oh, no.
All right, so this past week we did have some quick hot fixes. It was mostly a cleanup week from game update 14. Primarily some loadout deploy bugs were corrected. The proper number of chevrons will now appear on platoon squad waypoints. Some depot bugs were squashed. The TR Max Drakon armor pricing and Drakon armor purchases are now corrected and properly unlock account wide. There was some UI caching that was causing some client instability that was disabled. There were some XP issues with certs not being added correctly. Some improved voice chat reliability was introduced to the game. And on the 8.17 client update, they fixed an issue where particle effects could stop working after interacting with terminals. Again, nothing to write home about, just some quick bugs to correct and fix as we move on forward. That's all we have for patch notes this week. Let's roll right into community briefing.
Pow!
Attention, soldiers! Get your butts in here for this week's community briefing.
Okay. So, SOE Live items. If you went to SOE 2013, SOE Live 2013, your in-game items, at least for PS2, I can't speak for the rest because I hadn't logged into the other
Dragon's
games.
Prophet.
Okay, so apparently a lot of them probably. All your in-game items are now available. Each of the factions received 4 camos total, and 2 money-themed ones and 1 deck of card-themed ones. So I think there's actually... You have your primary color, there's like a white off one too. Is that the deck one? I guess there's only 3, I apologize. I thought there was 4.
3.
So yeah, the one money, I guess is the full deck, or what do they call it?
Full house.
Full house, and then you have the 2 money ones. So
The full house one looks kind of sandy. I think it would be a good Indar camo to wear.
Except I'll be wearing my yellow camo all the time.
And I'll be wearing my teal one all the time. Did you guys spawn a galaxy and see how awesome they look on your galaxy?
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Which one? The deck of cards?
No.
Just in general.
The $sign one.
Oh.
Looks absolutely amazing on the galaxy just because it's such a large canvas. Oh, it's awesome.
Can't wait to see, I want to see your pre and post like KD ratio, Tom, once you put yellow on.
Hey,
I think currently it's right around 1.5, so I'll let you know after a week if it drops down to like 0.5.
0.5, yeah, you're just getting murdered. Yeah, I could see that happening.
I think I'm gonna specifically run with backs this week, Black Arrows, and just roll with the yellow camo and see if I can bring their KD collectively down a few points.
Oh my goodness.
Am I wrong? I mean,
cool.
It's just get everyone
so
killed,
bright and obvious.
It's so bright yellow. It's so good.
It's awesome.
I want to play NC more just to use the yellow camo. It looks that
We should.
good.
We're willing to take turncoats.
Yeah, I know.
Nice.
All right.
But were you guys disappointed with the primary color one?
I'm not disappointed. I kind of wish that the dollar signs would be more obvious. They seem like they blend in very well to the camo. It's almost totally blended in. It looked like Loyal Soldier.
Unique enough.
Yeah,
but
like I said, it did look like Loyal Soldier. Yeah.
I mean, you do what you can, right? I mean, I'm sure T-Ray drew him up, so.
I'm pretty sure that's why you get the one that makes you stick out like a sore thumb.
That's probably why he's like, I'm going to get NC murdered. I'm going to put him like bright yellow.
The teal is pretty bright too. The TR
but the teal would be pretty good on Esamir, honestly.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't make TR like neon green for like their off color. Yeah,
I think the gray TR one kind of blends in with some of the other camos that are already out there, though. It doesn't so much stick out as much as the NC and the Bandit one does.
Major disadvantage and not draw your whole squad down.
Yeah. All right, let's get on to F&O.
People over here. All right, yeah.
More camos.
F&O was a long F&O. It was like 3 hours, I think, this time. But they had some game update 14 discussion, and the guys involved in that are Atreon, Noxx X, and Rack. And Atreon, I think, is starting to be on the show more regularly now. He has been on regularly, but Maggie said that he's probably going to be on every week remotely. So kind of a third host situation going on. And he's going to bring like popular community topics, like whatever's blowing up in the forums. Basically what I initially tried doing and don't have the time to do because forums consume my soul.
Well, and Noxx X and Rack were on because Noxx X said that he is actually a pilot.
Well, Rack, there, calm down.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Good night, boy.
Well, it's not in your show notes.
It is in my show notes. Discussion on ESF changes. They are there primarily because they are pilots. I believe
pilots in real life.
God damn. I said I believe one of them did stuff with IRL airplanes, but yes. Are they both pilots? IRL?
Noxx X is a pilot, and Rack designs Harriers.
When you guys said you were going to rant tonight, I didn't know it was going to be like a bickering contest. Come on.
He's just looking at the notes and assuming that I didn't get the details, I'm not going to lie. But he's just assuming I'm not going to mention that because it's not in the notes. So
just keep cutting him off, Mark, till he blows up.
So this discussion, if you care about ESFs, are you going to cut me off because I skipped a section?
Don't prep. It takes away all the fun. Just keep going.
So no, like it was if you like ESFs, it's a very good discussion. I think they made a lot of good points, and I really liked it. But no offense to Maggie and Hannah, I think a lot of people are tired of hearing about the ESF debate because the viewership was poor during that. But it picked up promptly later on when Maggie started playing on Waterson with everyone, so that was cool. But what they did discuss was reverse maneuver, and basically these guys who are good pilots really like reverse maneuver because it's what makes air combat unique for PlanetSide 2 versus just another game where you can fly airplanes, which I think is a very good point. And then Noxx was thinking that requiring the fuel tanks to use it actually widens the skill gap rather than narrows it, because skilled pilots that do air-to-air combat are already nose gun loadouts as it is. They don't use the anti-air lock-on missiles. They don't use... they will use the rocket pods, but most likely I would assume. But they just don't need the AA missiles. They only need their nose gun. And so forcing the newer players to not be able to use something like rocket pods or lock-on missiles actually widens the skill gap, which I think was actually a really good point. And I believe Atreon said that he would rather see it made easier to use rather than see it nerfed, which I think is also another really good point. And I argued when I was on F&O that it should have been changed because it changed so that newer players aren't at such a disadvantage, but mostly because it was kind of the end-all be-all to ESF dogfighting. If you couldn't do that, you lost. And I feel like Atreon makes a better point, rather, is make it easier to use so that newer players can kind of get into the fighting and not be totally crushed. All that being said, I have a rant on my opinion on how to make ESFs more noob friendly, because I am a very noob pilot. As anyone who listens knows, I was completely wrong about everything ESF several weeks back, and I'm not good at flying, and I don't like flying because I get crushed by people using reverse maneuver, and it's completely demoralizing, and I don't feel like I have any remote chance of beating them because I have to hit all the guns with my nose cannon. So, what I think should exist is something quite simple, and a lot of games just don't have it anymore because the technology to make lock-on missiles exists, and that is skill shot missiles. I really, 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 really think skill shot missiles would lower the gap between new players and ace pilots. Because, and I'll use Desert Combat as my example because it's the last game where I really spent a lot of time flying, despite being a terrible pilot. And there's a certain map called DC No Fly Zone where really the only thing you could do was fly. And I never even, if that existed in PlanetSide 2, I would hate it and I would not play that map. But I loved it in DC because even though I was bad, I had skill shot missiles that I could get lucky with, essentially. I mean, I started getting good enough as time went on that as I learned how the missiles worked and the mechanics behind them, because there was a slight sort of tweak you had to make with your aim to use them accurately, depending on how far the enemy was. It was something that, I could get lucky with, and it could give me a shot. Generally, I would lose because the skilled pilot also has the ability to shoot me down with the same skill shot missiles that do very high damage. And so it's
you're about to get your wish, though, man.
They have not said anything about skill shot.
These mass drivers.
Mass driver, is that go on your wings, though, or a nose gun?
It's a nose gun.
See, it needs to be something on your wings, I think, skill shot missiles, so then you can still have your nose gun for the other scenarios. Because then if you leave a new pilot with a mass driver, sure, it might be high damage, but then if they miss, they don't have any other options at that point. I could miss with my missiles, but still be shooting my nose gun. And that's one difference between Desert Combat and PlanetSide, where you have to switch between the two. You can't use both at the same time. And I'm not saying that they should, but that's also something that really makes that skill gap even bigger. And so I think high damage skill shot missiles, ace pilots can still use them extremely effectively, giving them their skill gap advantage, but new pilots have that essence of chance and the ability to get some kills every now and then and feel like they're progressing. Because right now when a new pilot flies, they feel like they're not progressing at all. And so that's how it could be more friendly. And then my other part to this rant is ESFs. They didn't really talk about this, but ESFs don't feel very effective towards the flow of battle, other than rocket pod spam. If you have enough rocket pods and enough good ESF pilots, you can then rocket pod spam the enemy effective. But that's really the only way to be effective. But as a single pilot trying to get into the game, you don't feel effective at all as an ESF pilot, unless you're in a huge group. And something just in general to make ESFs more effective and play a better role in the battlefield is I think they should have high damage weapons that can take out key targets, such as big bombs. And everyone's going to be like, that's OP. You can't give people big bombs. You're like, honestly, I think a bomb, maybe not one shot a Sunderer, but one shot tanks. One shot groups of 10 people if they're all close together. And there's a catch to my idea, though, is let's say it did one shot a Sunderer, or he just dropped 2 bombs and killed the Sunderer. In general, typically, he's going to get anywhere from 8 to 16 certs for killing that Sunderer, depending on his subscriber or boost status. And so my idea is just make the bomb cost 10 certs. You get a single-use bomb, you spend 10 certs on it. Now, the average player is actually going to lose certs on these bombs. They're never, in general, on average, the goal is that they never gain certs. And the idea behind that is to keep people who just want to farm certs from using something powerful like this, but for players who want to make a key action in a battle from the air, the ability to do that at a cost to their own character's detriment. And I think that a powerful bomb costs armor, blow up lots of stuff, sway battle. If you see if there's Sunderers out, there's tanks sieging a base that can tank. Several guys can take out several tanks. Yeah, they'll lose like 5 certs in the process, and the person farming certs isn't going to want to do that. Obviously, they're losing certs. But the people who want to make the difference, 5 certs isn't something that...
Dude, I am not down for that at all.
They're really losing out.
I am not down for something that game-changing from one person at all.
But I think few enough people would use it that it wouldn't matter.
I don't know, man.
The problem with rocket pods is that there's no cost. Like, this is why they had to get nerfed. You don't have a cost to using it. It's when the US uses like a Tomahawk missile, they cost like $1 million or something. So they're not just them on anything. They're using them on key high value targets. So if you make it cost something, then you don't have to nerf it.
I think every target to a pilot is a priority target. I don't think that... I mean, it's rare that you have targets that are just that high priority versus other...
I'm not saying it's going to cost like 20 certs or something, but it needs to cost something and not resources that regain, because that cost is just like grenades at that point, and people spam grenades all the time.
I wasn't sure about my answer earlier about the mass driver. By the way, it is not taking the nose gun slot. It's taking the other slot.
Okay, so that's a skill shot idea then. I like that idea if it's the wing gun. But yeah, I really think that it's an idea that could work. Do I think most people are going to agree with me? No. But it's a way, I just feel like if you do that, it's a way to give ESFs a role against the ground, but without making it something like rocket pods used to be, where it's super overpowered because everyone uses it, because it's a clear option to farm certs.
I mean, the clear option to farm certs now is harassers. I mean, we all know that. So,
from the air, harassers aren't flying.
I'm being sarcastic. That's right. They're in the air a lot. I mean, Turbo. You got Turbo. You're in there all the time.
Yeah, that's my rant. Mull that idea in through your heads. I mean, with some modifications, I feel like it's a way to give ESFs a role that feels effective. And so, yeah, that's my thoughts. All right. After the whole ESF discussion, Maggie played on TR. And like I said, viewership went crazy high after that, like 1,300 people from 300. So people clearly like watching and playing with the F&O hosts. All right, Command Center. Whew. There was Command Center now has a call-in number that you can call. And it's basically, it was just as worthless as when T-Ray posted his number. There wasn't anything productive with it. I think Deringer tried calling and it didn't work.
I did try calling and it wouldn't even connect me through. And I believe mine was the second call that he answered, but I never heard anybody talking on the line.
And it was just kind of clicking and he's like, hello?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I heard nothing.
Well, it just saved yourself from becoming like Kid Riot, with T-Ray just yelled at to stop trolling him.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask him when we're getting our camos.
Oh, yeah. Well,
which we got today.
So, yeah. They discussed Game Update 14, which came out and addressed that, yeah, they're sorry, there's lots of bugs. And those bugs, most of them are fixed at least already by the point you hear this. So, they also had the SOA Live summary video, which was awesome. Just for the ending, if anything, where you get to see T-Ray in a Speedo, and it's not just that, it's pretty epic. You should check it out. Game Update 15 was also discussed, and basically these changes, the two big changes are the ESF changes and projectile changes, which is basically they're fixing the rendering problem where a Lancer shoots you from 3 miles away and you never see where it's coming from because it's too far for the bullet to render. There are sniper rifles, tank shells, etc., all that's being fixed in Game Update 15, and they've been working on that for months. So it's really cool that they're fixing that. I think it'll also just make the immersion aspect of the game significantly more enjoyable too. Then there was some SOE Live 2013 discussion. like showing some player interviews that T-Ray did with his camera. And
how come we weren't interviewed?
Because he's already interviewed us.
Why is it always going to be about me?
Yeah, seriously. Let the average Joe get his time in.
What'd you call him earlier on Twitter?
He's King Pompous.
King Pompous.
Whatever.
What a dick.
Why didn't he interview us? Ugh. He didn't interview any other notable people. It was all just regular players. And so I thought that was really cool.
Can we just go on? Community question for this week.
No player studio items. Player studio items. Awesome player studio items were revealed in the PS2 F&O. Command Center towards the end. Check that stuff out. A lot of it's really good. Some of it's kind of bad, but fun to look at. And it's really cool to see what players are coming up with. So, yeah.
Some of the new camos that came out are pretty cool looking in my opinion. Like the Black Flame stuff.
Which I about bought.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I'm totally down with the guy who did that. It's badass. The community question for last week. We asked last week, what kind of benefits should outfit progression ranks have? And we got a number of emails we'll read later also, but there was a very lengthy post by David Leff, I guess how you would pronounce that, on PlanetSide Universe. We'll put a link in the show notes for it. Some of the stuff he outlined is possible suggestions for outfit rank benefits. You could do like a outfit uniform. You can do claiming a territory that can spawn any time and get extra XP while fighting in that territory. Resource extractors launched from orbit, given the territory they are in, 100% resource gain. It's intriguing one. And maybe some more outfit ranks, possibly, for kind of breaking down that hierarchy.
Many people were asking for more outfit ranks.
I know I saw that suggestion more than a dozen times out of the different posts we saw. So, outfit ranks, apparently, a lot of outfit customization stuff is what I saw time and time again. Whether it be outfits or decals or, you unlock your outfit decal, you unlock outfit ranks, or you unlock some sort of customization for your outfit. I saw a lot of that.
Well, I think it was definitely 50-50 split where half the population was looking for things in the game to better their gameplay, yet there was a staunch other 50% that said they wanted no game changers at all and just outfit customization options like more ranks, a uniform, specific decals, stuff like that.
Yeah, it was. I'm interested to see. I would prefer non-game changing.
I'm into the non-game changing thing too.
I am as well. Well, there's some good ideas on the other side. I think that
you give big outfits too much of an advantage.
Exactly.
Or I think maybe they should make it like totally game changing, where if you get it, you can just destroy your enemies at a whim. You can drop nukes at will.
Well, that was the orbital
like
strikes were suggested. So
I'm
the
joking.
Orbital strike thing, when people were like, "Oh, outfits should be able to use them," that was like huge controversy.
I believe that orbital strikes should be in the game. I believe that you should be able to use them, but I think you should be able to use them at extremely high cost to yourself or your outfit collectively. I think your outfit should be able to pool resources in order to gain, say, if you wanted to contribute your certs towards the purchase of a orbital strike for your outfit or yourself, you should be able to do that.
Resources or certs?
Certs, I apologize.
Okay. No,
you should be able to pool your certs for your outfit together to be able to purchase orbital strikes if you'd like. I think that gives... I think that'd be a great idea, and I think if you want to purchase one yourself, then you save it all by yourself and do it. I think that people should be playing with outfits in this game. In my opinion, I think it changes the game drastically for people to be able to have people around them to help. But if you're allowing
an outfit to contribute to I'm assuming you mean a one-use orbital strike, and you're having players contribute certs, you're still giving a big advantage to large outfits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just saying.
It's a lot of overhead for people to run outfits. They should get... People are all about, big outfits don't deserve... they should be gimped in one way or another. I get really sick of hearing that because, in a sense, there's a lot of time that's put into these people's overhead for these large outfits to be handled. There should be a benefit to running something of that size.
Okay, big government Torkz.
Well, you know what?
What the?
I actually agree with you. I just wanted to get it out of you.
There's everybody's I should be able to do everything that a large group of people should do. That's not how things work. It's not, if you have a large outfit, I'm totally for lone wolf people that want to play lone wolf. You should play this game however you want to play this game. But at the same time, if you spend
Don't
all this,
expect to have the same resources as a whole outfit.
I think an outfit that spends a lot of time organizing and handling the overhead. I know that there's the argument, the counter argument that I'm going to get to this is the Zerg-Fit argument. You can just invite whoever you want and have this countless amount of people. Well, I mean, that's a valid argument. I don't know how to counter that other than saying that if you're going to get a ton of people that don't want to contribute to a central cause, then I doubt you're going to get this whole Zerg-Fit of people that don't care about your outfit as a whole to really help you. But I might be wrong. So, anyways, this week's question is, basically, what kind of content, or say we're wanting to do a sound pack, what sort of content or notable people would you like to hear in your voice packs if voice packs were an option for implementation this October? So, if voice packs were put into the game this October for purchase, what kind of who and what kind of content would you like to see in those voice packs? That is our question for this week. It'll be far better phrased.
You're far too serious too. You didn't want to read my joke question.
I didn't. You can read it. Go ahead.
It's not. I mean, now it's ruined. It's not funny anymore.
Exactly.
It would have been funny if you had read it.
I didn't do a very good job. I'm sorry. Now I'm crying inside.
We should just leave our listeners in question now and not tell them what it was.
Just go on. Should go on to Community Clash.
Prepare yourselves! This is the ReachCast Community Clash. Bush League.
I realized after the bumper played that's probably the last time we're ever going to play that bumper. Am I right?
What?
Well, because now we're no longer the ReachCast Community Clash, we're the AGN ReachCast Community Clash.
But that's not even true either.
And that may change as well down the road. So everybody, all our listeners can cry because that's probably the last time you'll ever hear that bumper.
No more.
So. I hope you all recorded it and saved it because
anybody that wants it just email us. I'll send you the wave.
We are burying it. It is gone.
I want to see if someone actually wants it.
Well, let's talk about the Community Clash. Again, AGN ReachCast Community Clash. We added in Hamma and Jenny Boo, and we did a great 12v12 match on the public test server between Das Anfall and Black Widow Company, both of Matherson fame. And this went really well, if I do say so myself, besides some little audio issues that we will have fixed for the next one that we do. But I think it went very well. I think a lot of people enjoyed it, and a lot of people downloaded the video afterwards to watch the Community Clash as it went down. Do you guys have anything to add?
It is kind of sad that, this kind of originated from a podcast, and the audio is what really sucked.
Yeah, well, that was outside of our control in this instance.
Yeah, Google Plus can suck it.
Yeah, Google Hangouts.
Yeah, it's not Google Plus, sorry. Google Hangouts.
Well, same difference, really.
I mean, it's an integrated component, but
now.
It's all in the webs. Yes.
I thought it was really, 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 really good. For considering, the amateur casting and production. I mean, saw people saying production could have been better. I don't want to criticize Hamma too much. I'll criticize casting all I want because I was part of that. But
some stuff is outside his control. It's going to come with practice.
It's going to come with practice, and I think that our entire little crew here, which is growing too, is dedicated. And so, I wouldn't expect anything professional quite yet, but it's going to get there, I think. I'm really happy to where it's going.
I think we can say we have some stuff in the pipeline.
Yeah. No, we do. If people like it, it's going to be really, really cool, and I'm really excited.
Well, I was going to say, if you like this, just wait.
But it's going to be fun. It's going to be really, really cool. A lot better production as we get better, a lot better casting as we get better, and hopefully it becomes more than the little hodgepodge it was.
And I guess we should say that Das Anfall did come out the winner. They beat Black Widow Company 6-2. They used a pretty good tactic in the first match where they rushed the point and then held the point to flip it and win, while Black Widow Company kind of harassed them with harassers. I think that was their mistake, was to not get on that point right away. And then the second round, where everything was reversed on that same map, it was a much closer fight between the two, with the point flipping back and forth a few times before Das Anfall was able to hold it and keep it. Then we did a good halftime interview with the two leaders of their respective outfits. And then we went into match 3 and match 4. And this one was the first match took place in the middle of a bridge, which made it an interesting battleground to fight over.
It's a traverse.
They had to attack from either side of the bridge to get to the point. So very interesting choice by Black Widow Company to fight over. The second 2 matches were done at Rhyme Analytics, and the main point in that was in the middle of a double stack building, and there were some excellent fights, especially in the last match, which Black Widow Company did end up winning. A lot of inside battles and max rushes onto the point after Black Widow Company lost it.
The last one was
really by far the best match.
And hats off to Black Widow Company for knowing that they lost the whole thing, but sticking it out and playing the last round too.
Yeah, definitely. If you haven't had a chance to watch this, we definitely recommend heading on over and watching one of the 2 YouTube videos that we have up, just to see how it all went down and to see some of the great back and forth between these 2 outfits. I think they both had a good time too.
They did, and I think Black Widow Company was a little confused on the rules, but they didn't. Mm-hmm. They didn't complain. They understood it. They just kind of went with it. So, for the very first one, they didn't understand the defense. They could pull asunder defensively. So, and that's
in their defense. The rules are quite long.
They are very long, but both teams were extremely sportsmanlike. They GG'd at the end of every round. There was no blaming of rules, no blaming of rules or anything like that. No, it was really, really good. And then also we had people up in the mountains watching and not interfering. And that was really cool too.
And Black Widow Company's Air Force was patrolling the skies and keeping people away as well, which was also pretty awesome.
Yeah,
really a good community event.
I think generally this event was better than the last, and the next will be better than this. And that's just kind of the one step at a time, guess. It was a good show. Both outfits had fun. We got feedback from both saying they had a good time. The community responded much better this time without trolling us, so it was good. And
well, that's the difference between PTS and a live server. So agreed.
So one step at a time.
I will say it was a very good decision to move us over there by you, Torkz.
It was just as much feedback from the community as it was me, but yeah,
take some credit.
Whatever. Bug report.
Is this going to be a stand-up fight, sir, or another bug hunt?
It's a bug hunt. What exactly are we dealing with here?
ReachCast I report.
I'm glad that you put this in, just so I could hear that. If nothing else. So, many people are reporting massive FPS loss with Game Update 14. Many people on the PlanetSide 2 forums experimented with removing elements of the HUD, with varied success. If you're having FPS loss issues, try removing your HUD. It won't be pretty.
It definitely won't be pretty.
And that is our suggestion.
It's a lot of people's suggestions, actually, on the forum.
Your gameplay won't be pretty, but the game will be pretty.
The game will be pretty because you'll have... A lot of people are saying that they were at 20 FPS before and back to 100 plus afterwards, just by removing their HUD.
Awesome! The good, the bad, and the OP.
Have another drink on me, soldier.
Okay, thank you kindly.
If you can look hard enough past all the death and all the sorrow, there are good things. You must remember that we will overcome. The good, the bad, and the overpowered.
All right, my my good? I'm back on the show, back from vacation. I was actually in town the last episode, but it was so crazy, my vacation, I actually didn't relax much. So, but an awesome vacation. My sister got married, SOE Live, it's good stuff. All right. My bad is this new goddamn yellow camo is going to get me killed a lot, but I just can't not wear it. It's so awesome. We were before Deringer's like, oh, dude, camos, they're in the game. You got to check it out.
I was
he's
that
like,
excited.
The Vanu one is teal. It's awesome. And I was like, sweet. He's like, yeah, the NC one kind of sucks. It's blue though. And I was like, what? It should have been yellow. And then I logged into TR and I was like, there's 2 TR ones. There's a gray and a red and black one. He's like, what? And so then he logged at NC before I could and revealed that there is a yellow camo.
It was my fault. I didn't realize that there was a primary and a secondary color version
so
of each one.
Awesome.
And the reason is because the primary one looks so much like the Loyal Soldier camo that I just scrolled.
Yeah,
right
you were a bit bummed about that. And I could see that disappointment. But it's an SOE Live camo that doesn't give you a disadvantage like the yellow camo does. And I don't care.
It may give you a disadvantage, but you look fabulous.
No, I don't look fabulous. I look gold and awesome.
I like the teal one. Teal one's good.
The teal one is very good. I really do like the teal one. I gotta say the TR got the shaft on this one. Not really having a secondary color.
I mean, it's really fitting with like our faction. Like,
well, they
what would you like for your
straight black?
Yeah,
with silver dollar signs. People would be like, "What?"
Pride about.
Of course, it would be. But in the grand scheme of things, how many of them are actually going to be in the game? We know only about 150 people from Plant Site 2 were at SOE Live.
It would have been like TRG, TXR, and Hawk that would have had
exactly.
that camo.
So, I mean, you know what might be interesting? If we, on our next community clash, we do know that Goater's going to be there. I wonder if a lot of them are going to wear their teal camo, and if the TRG folks are going to wear their gray camo.
You know what would be really interesting?
What?
If we heard you're good and bad for the week.
Do you hear that sigh? Do you see me rolling my eyes?
No.
All right. My good is the Lasher. I'm getting pretty darn good with it. I'm hovering around a 2.0 kill-death ratio with the thing. I'm loving it. And this is me just lone wolfing on the Matherson server. So when you're saying lone wolfers before suck, screw you.
For you.
I never said lone wolfers suck.
My bad is I really dislike it when
Hey, I have a question for you.
Oh.
How does it feel to be up on that throne?
Feels pretty good. When I'm raining down my Lasher.
I know where you're going with that, but I couldn't never mind. That's
So my bad is I really, and I hope some outfit leaders take note of this. I really dislike it when an outfit repeatedly invites me to their outfit. If I wanted to join, I would ask. There is no need to keep spamming invites to me just because I joined your open squad outfit just to play around with some other people rather than lone wolf it. I will not name any names, but it was a large outfit, and it was not one of the ones mentioned at the beginning of the show.
Wow. All right, so
just common courtesy, that's all.
I tend to agree with you, by the way. My good for the week. The community clash went well this week. Definitely a step up. Aside from, you'll hear it on my bad. My second thing was kind of cool this week. It was interesting to me. I know it's not the first time it's happened, but for some reason, I guess maybe today was just a different day for me. I was driving. I was leaving work, and I saw a guy close to where I work drive out of Edward Jones. I guess he works at Edward Jones. And he had an NC sticker on the back of his car. And I laid on my horn. I'm like, hey! And he gives me the thumbs up and the wave, and he's like, yeah. And I was like, yeah.
Did he know why you were honking?
I pointed at the sticker. I was pointing right at it. I was giving him a thumbs up, and he's like, yeah.
You should have yelled NC for life, like a true boss.
Except for I don't play NC. Well, I do, but I don't. It's not my main. I was going to run him over.
Then you should have yelled TR live for live and see how he reacted.
Probably would have shot at me, like road
That's
rage
like the
incident
dude at
right
SOE
there.
Live, which you guys didn't talk about last week while I was gone. We went to In-N-Out wearing our PlanetSide stuff, and the cashier goes,
"Oh, I forgot about that."
Goes VS for life.
That's right,
awesome.
he did.
Forgot about that, yeah. That was good.
That was one of my highlights of SOE Live. I want to wear my NC shirt around town just to see if I can get the similar reaction now. It will never happen, but I'll try.
I hear babes love NC.
I know, right?
They love money. And see, never mind. That's a bad joke. My bad for the week is Google Hangouts. And so, Deringer, explain to our listeners what we came to find out this week about Google Hangouts.
Anybody who watched Community Clash noticed that at times our voices kept cutting in and out. And the reason that is because any Google Hangout of 4 or more people has code built into it to automatically mute the microphone when it detects key presses. So as Noxx and I were furiously slamming our keys left and right, up and down to move the observer cams around.
Of which we both use Black Widow mechanical keyboards.
It would continuously mute us. And we didn't discover this until Thursday when I was Googling it at work. And I raised my fist in the air and said, "Damn you, Google!"
Did you really at work?
Yes.
People around him were like, "Oh no."
My boss told me to shut up because they're a client of ours.
Nice. All right. ReachCast mailbag.
Oh, it's a perfect morning. Great timing, the mailman's just coming.
Morning. Here's the mail. Big bag. See you later.
He must be in a hurry to get away. Very strange. What's the sticking sound? Going to take a look here in this bag of mail. Oh no.
Now you just open the ReachCast mailbag. Wow.
Alrighty. No calls this week.
There are emails, though. And our first email is from SOE Live, a.k.a. Neurotoxin. You know him from all the SOE Live videos.
You know him, you love him.
Yep.
Neurotoxin.
He was in the E3 video and everything. Dude's legit. And he plays the game with a trackball, which I don't do people, does everyone even know what a trackball is?
He brought the trackball to SOE Live because you didn't believe him.
I didn't believe that he used one. Yeah, no, I didn't at all. But yeah, he had it there. He's like, "Oh, dude, I got it up in my room. I'm gonna get it and show it to you." And sure enough, he pulls it right out of his backpack.
That shows you how hardcore he is because he brings his trackball to SOE Live.
He's a really nice guy. It was pretty humorous. I can't believe he used a trackball either. It's unreal.
We should look up what his score is.
KD is. Yeah.
I'd love to know.
Watch him have a better KD than me. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna go to Micro Center and buy a trackball if they even sell one.
Just because he's efficient with the trackball doesn't mean you suck. Just might have gotten used to it.
So, but he says, "Howdy, ReachCast crew. I have a bunch of suggestions for outfit ranks and progression, as well as features which outfits should have, but currently don't now. Here's what I want." Taken from the outfit progression roadmap. This is from a large post. He emailed us, but this is also from a very large post in the outfit progression roadmap, which we'll post a link from because I'm just going to summarize the topics and not necessarily what he talked about because it was massive. So the first thing is outfit experience, certain resource system. The second was custom uniform aesthetic choices, which I think from the community question we have realized people like this. The second is experience sharing options between squad mates and platoon mates. And I think, Deringer, you had further explanation on that.
He was kind of talking about maybe getting a little deeper into that and basically filling up vehicles so that your slots are full of squad or platoon members, so you get an XP bonus that way. I thought it was a real good idea.
Which I agree. So
I just looked up Neurotoxin online, and maybe this is him and maybe it's not, but Noxx of the Devil Dogs has a 1.14 kill-death ratio.
Jesus.
Neurotoxin of the Raging Primates on Connery has a 1.24 kill-death ratio.
Oh, time to go get a trackball.
Nice.
Granted, you have a better score per minute than he does.
Yeah,
but you guys are around the same battle rank and everything. Jeez.
Maybe I should go get a trackball. So, moving onwards, number 4 is increasing outfit resource pool. Number 5 is rapid visibility to see the entire outfit quicker. Number 6 would be officer deployment tools, which work independent of squad. Actually, that sounds like a really cool idea, just the topic of it. And maybe some cert options for that. All eyes system to view from outfit mate's perspective, and custom decals within the outfit to signify rank. And then last but not least, we have custom training to give all outfit members default skills. And I personally have not read this entire thing yet, but a lot of these are very intriguing, and I'm going to do that.
And did you say we'll include a link?
I think I did, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, there'll be a link for this because...
Sorry, I was looking up Neurotoxin to see if he was better than you.
Anyone who... Which he is, apparently. What's my TR one? I think my Vanu one's...
I left the page, I'm sorry.
So yeah, Neurotoxin, his email is over.
All right, next up is John Lee. He says, hi guys, John Lee here again, reporting in from Waterson, NC, Privateer Underground, IPUG, where we are desperately holding the line against the likes of you oppressive Imperial Reach troopers. Seriously, what is going on with Waterson's TR pop? You guys are out of control, and I haven't even seen a VS since Sunday. Next, he says, I want to take a moment to thank both Torkz and Deringer for answering my email on last week's show. However, when I told my outfit mates that you guys had read it on your show, their only response was, what's ReachCast? Now, I might have overlooked this had not the very same thing happened a few weeks back when I started talking about Friday Night Ops, to which they all responded, what's Friday Night Ops? As it turns out, there's a large section of Waterson NC that doesn't know much about the out-of-game social media aspect of PS2. Do you guys know if this ignorance is also seen on other servers? I know I spend time out of the game looking at websites, YouTube, Reddit, and the official forums for stuff about the game, but at least in my own circle of in-game friends, I seem to be the only person who has any idea about the wealth of information. P.S. Noxx, since you were busy jumping sharks last week, I just wanted to let you know I will be thinking of you during the Nine Inch Nails concert this fall in Boston.
Oh, man.
All right, so
I just noticed a large portion of players, period, don't know about us based on our listening statistics, but I mean,
I don't think it's
Devil
just us.
Dogs, I play with the Devil Dogs. I say it all the time, and very few of them know about ReachCast.
So I don't think it just is part of, well, us or FNO or whatever, but just games in general. I think a small part of most game populations probably consume out of game media. I mean,
gamers generally don't like Twitter.
I'm not even talking about Twitter. I'm talking about just general out game media. I mean, you can sort of whatever you want. YouTube,
well, they like forums,
Twitter,
but forums, all personal things get
forums,
pushed out of forums by crying.
Even forums, I would love to see the player base, like a player base percentage versus how many unique forum posters there are, and see what percentage of the population actually posts on the forums.
I think it would be below 10%.
I think you're probably right. I mean, I want to go back and get your question verbatim so I don't misrepresent you. So do you guys know if this ignorance is also seen on other servers? Okay, so I don't think it's as much of a server thing, man, as it is just gaming in general, planet side and otherwise. I think unless people are directly affected by whatever the media outlet may be doing with them, an event or otherwise, they probably don't. I mean, there's some that do, obviously. You do.
I agree with you.
But I think a lot of people don't. And I don't blame them. I'm not angry about it. It's just something that most people that do this kind of stuff accept. But, the other flip side, I think you will be seeing more people in the community soon understanding about what's going on outside of the games media. So, I said that wrong. You will be seeing more people soon consuming out-of-game media, I have a feeling. Mark my words. So.
Well, the reason I said Twitter is that's a huge promotional device. And if people don't use Twitter, they're not going to hear the promotions. So,
Well, I mean, there's a lot of other promotion channels that are being used, but I get what you're saying. That is one of the larger ones, yes. Mark, what do you think?
Well, I agree. I think his point or his question is spot on. I mean, there aren't a lot, and I don't want to sound pompous, even though I've been accused of that multiple times.
It's too late now. You're already pompous.
Besides last week's show where I mentioned Kitten had called my name out in game, there was really only
That's
one
what
other.
Prompted the whole pompous.
There was only one other time when someone who, and I feel like I know Kitten. You know, we've interacted before. We interviewed them during one of our outfit spotlights. So only one other time has it happened in game where someone has said, "Oh my God, it's Deringer from ReachCast just rezzed me," and it's only happened once.
Do you know how many times it's happened for me?
None.
0.
Well,
because I don't pay attention to chat.
Because you don't play Magic. This was in proxy chat. Some guy yelled it out loud.
Oh,
it's only happened once, and
I've had people be like, I've had people ask if I was the same Noxx from ReachCast, and that's about where it ended.
Yeah, it's few and far between. So I don't think it's a Waterson NC only thing. Because I mean, I'm a member of Dropping Purple Smoke, and I think 2 people know who I am in Dropping Purple Smoke, and it's a rather large outfit on Connery.
That's how I feel in 666. We interviewed them, and still no one knows.
Hey, John. Honestly, we're happy that you listen to the show, and we made the show so that people that maybe had slow times at work or may have a long commute could catch up on what's going on in the game without having to, if you're not big into reading up on stuff. So, if we provide that for you, that's good. It makes me happy. Yeah, that's why we keep doing it. So, you guys got anything else for John?
No.
Nope. Deringer?
Nothing.
Okay. And the next email we have was from David. He was the guy that gave us all the great feedback for the community question earlier. He also posted and emailed, so he did double duty this week. We appreciate it, David. And thanks for all the good ideas and for the email. We're not going to reread it because he already provided a great amount of the same ideas earlier. But thanks again.
Yay! All right. Sorry, I went like that was my filler for going brain dead.
Yeah.
JHP308. He is a BR-60 solo Reaver pilot on Matherson, and he thought... one thought I had regarding the proposed new ESF weapons is that the roles of both the mass driver and minigun were fulfilled by the Vortex rotary pre-cone fire nerf. I personally don't like to have my gear nerfed just to bring more content into the game. What do you think? I think changes... This was part of something they debated on FNO, and it was... And I think, what's his name? Kevmo? Was it Kevmo in the panel had mentioned is that part of the problem that they're having with the mass driver is finding a role for them to fill.
Yes,
and,
that was Kevmo.
Yeah. And they talked about this a bit on FNO too, is that when they had discussed weapon ideas, and they had a really hard time thinking of new weapons to fill new roles. And while you have a lot of very similar weapons in the infantry guns, when it comes to the air stuff, there's not really as much play with it. Maybe an ESF pilot feels differently than me about this, but when you have 2 similar types of gun with slight tweaky differences to fit 2 different people's personal preference, I feel like that's more feasible in infantry weapons than it is air weapons. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe ESF pilots would like to have kind of more quirky tweaks to their weapons so they could really find a weapon that works for them well. But personally, the mass driver interests me in flying again. So,
well, I don't think they should nerf existing things to bring new stuff in the game, but that's my opinion.
I don't
think
feel
everything
like
needs
they
to go
got
through
nerfed so much as just changed.
everything needs to go through a balancing adjustment post release, and I think everybody always bitches and moans that this is getting nerfed. This is getting nerfed. Well, yeah, probably 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to adjust it down to balance out to other weapons. I mean, I don't.
Oh, here, I got it. Let's put it this way. One thing that SOE has been very adamant about almost is they don't want one tool to fulfill the role to be like the tool that everyone has to get. That's why we saw flak armor get nerfed. It's why we've seen or are going to see, I can't remember if it's happened or if it's in the plans, the nanite armor, the health one, get changed. Is they don't want one option to be the best option. And when you have an item that fulfills 2 roles, it clearly becomes a better option than another option that fills only 1 role. Does that make sense?
Yeah, man, makes sense. We have one last email.
We have an email from Louis, and he's got no intro to this email. It's just a list of... It's his responses, actually, to the community questions.
I didn't edit this email either. That is literally how it was put up.
Not even a hi.
Not even a hi from Louis. Louis just gets right to the point, you know. He knows us so well that, you know, we don't want that fluff in the beginning. We just want the stuff. So he actually has a list of level 10 items to give the outfit perks. So at level 1, he wants you to gain access to outfit recruitment listings. At level 2, you want to be able to display an alias next to the member's name, and that's actually the outfit tag is what he wants to allow at level 2. At level 3, he wants outfit squad leaders to gain access to command chat. At 4, outfit squad leaders gain the ability to talk in command chat. At level 5, to give the ability to tag bases your outfit has captured. Basically putting your outfit name or logo up here at those bases. At level 6, squad leaders should gain access to a mission system. At 7, you should get an infantry outfit emblem, which would be a free shoulder decal of your outfit's logo to all members. At level 8, a vehicle outfit emblem, same as above. Level 9, an outfit camo, a free camo to all members, could even be player submitted. And at level 10, a faction-specific helmet. Again, free to all members, and also could be player submitted. He also goes on to say you could really break this down into more levels if you'd like. For example, outfit emblems could be unlocked to 1 class and vehicle at a time. You could add a lot of other cosmetic items as well, but this might cut into SOE's income. I wouldn't be against still paying for some of these items at a discounted price. I'm also not against small XP and health bonuses. However, lone wolves would kick and scream over it. I think that's a decent 10 levels of items that he's thought out. I think taking away the aliases, though, you know, the tags is kind of... Some people would be upset about that.
I think that'd be...
Well, I'm assuming that levels 1 through 5 would be very easy.
You get them in a day.
Actually, I feel like levels 1 through 6 would be pretty quick. 1 through 4, maybe like a week. 5 the next week. 6, maybe 5 and 6 the next week. 7 is then you're looking at maybe like a month or something to get.
Well, maybe more if they're giving away a free shoulder decal.
I feel like a shoulder and vehicle decal for free would be cool because it's just incorporating a logo that someone in the outfit came up with. And then it should really, if someone hops outfits, it should just be a generic decal that fills the outfit role. Does that make sense? Like it takes the outfit logo and becomes whatever outfit you're in if you ever change outfits. Although that seems to happen less in this game than it does in like WoW. Like I was saying,
well, we've had some recent outfit merges.
But then camo and helmet, like you're definitely looking at something that the outfit members would have to pay for. I think, personally. But otherwise, I do like the ideas.
All right. Thank yous for the week. We have Rahabib, Chaff, Capper Brian, Emperor Newt, Centrosi, Grendalsh, Cammy Camera, Blend. I guess is what we're supposed to pronounce that.
Blind.
Fierce.
I think Blind is correct.
I'm going with Blind. Blind, tell us who's right.
Blind.
It's either A or I on the same Y.
Blind.
Oh, you were making fun of him.
Who would name their character Blend?
Me. Blend. I'm just calling him Blend. I don't care what you guys say. Fierce Deity. Evil Pig. David Leff. Crater. Elite Eskimo. I like that name. Geonome. I don't like that name. Neotoxin.
Wow.
What was that last one?
I'm joking, Geo. John Lee.
What was that last one before?
Neurotoxin. JHP 308. I have no clue what that's about. Solex.
That's probably his school email.
Oh God, I hope that's not.
That's his first, middle, and last initial, and his area code.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking my school email was my first letters, and then three and then three numbers afterwards.
I'm joking, Geonome. I like your name, by the way.
You're lying.
All right.
No, he doesn't.
Don't be a dick. Contact info.
Do you think the Solex and Louis?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
You're stuck on JHP 308.
I am stuck on JHP 308 at TexasAM.com. I don't know.
TexasAM.com.
Okay, that's the first school I could think of. Contact info. Our website can be reached at, gotten to via ReachCastShow.com. Email us at ReachCastShow@gmail.com. Call us at 415-78-REACH, 415-787-3224. Twitch is twitch.tv/ReachCast. Steam group, just search Steam for ReachCast. You'll find us. Show Twitter at ReachCastShow. And you can find me on Twitter at Noxia.
I'm at ReachCast Torkz.
And I am at the Deringer. With only one R, people.
Oh, yeah, and I have an NOXXIA, because, we have new listeners every week that need to hear that. All right, and as always, we want to thank the rest of the ReachCast crew that does things for us behind the scenes, but are not a part of the show. Steve, Cliff, John, Jenny Boo, and Hamma.
If any listeners want to send me a soundbite of what King Pompous would sound like in real life,
really,
please do that. I would love to hear an example. Aside from that, I did something I wanted to say about the phone call or the call number. Tom,
did I say it?
No, you said it right. I was going to say anybody that wants to call to the show or email, we almost prefer calls or emails. We like both. Don't get me wrong. It's easier for us to understand what you're saying in a call than it's necessarily an email, especially if the email's lengthy. You don't worry about your voice. Your voice is going to be fine. It can't be any worse than the three of us. If you want to do that, pull down Audacity. It's probably the easiest free tool to use. Pull down for your PC. Almost all you guys have mics. Probably you're playing a video game and you're using TS and stuff like that. You're going to have a mic. Pull down Audacity. There's guides everywhere out there for how to record on Audacity. Export it out to a MP3 file, and then send it to us in an email. You'd be pleasantly surprised about how much better your point would get across in a call than would in an email. So,
because you have to deal with people like me botching your email.
Well, I mean, it's not just your fault. It's the thing is, it's just harder to take a text medium and understand somebody's real intent sometimes. Just doesn't work the same as a voice. So if you guys want to do that, it's free. Nothing about what I just said will cost you a dime. Just pull down your PC, email us with MP3 attachment. And if it's a little messy, the background noise or whatever, I'll clean it up myself before we put it on the show. That's one last little thing I want to say before we exited the show this week. That's it. Have a good week, everybody.
If you do record in Audacity, you can get a great call into us like Wolf07.
Wolf07.
Put background music and everything.
Background music and everything. On that note, this is King Pompous signing off. You.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. Son of a.
That's right, Sergeant. You made the call. All right, soldiers. You've done a great job here today. Let's get our stuff and get the hell out of here. hope to see you again on the next mission.
What a prick. That was bullshit. What a prick way to go out on me.
You assholes.
Now he's got to make the decision, do I cut the whole thing out or do I leave it all in?
Edit.